I think that allowing for the book being, after all, a parody, something like 1984 could actually happen. This is the direction the world is going in at the present time. In our world, there will be no emotions except fear, rage, triumph, and self-abasement. The sex instinct will be eradicated. We shall abolish the orgasm. There will be no loyalty except loyalty to the party. But always there will be the intoxication of power. Always, at every moment, there will be the thrill of victory, the sensation of trampling on an enemy who is helpless. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. The moral to be drawn from this dangerous nightmare situation is a simple one. Don't let it happen. It depends on you.
The Epstein files. There are none. Hey, as far as the Epstein list, there is no Epstein list. The evidence suggested there really was not an Epstein list if you were watching this case with any sort of eagle eye.
The Justice Department released so many records from the Epstein files today, more than 3 million pages plus videos and photos, that if you were to print them out and stack them up, they'd be about 3 times taller than the Statue of Liberty.
The Epstein files. There are none.
More than 3 million pages.
More than 3 million pages.
3 million pages.
Just over 3 million more pages.
Releasing more than 3 million pages of documents.
Justice Department releasing more than 3 million pages of documents related to convicted defender Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein files.
The Epstein files. There are none.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months.
They have the wherewithal, the stored up, preserved knowledge to make a bomb very quickly if they wanted to do it.
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the enriched uranium for an atom bomb. Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year, 250 bombs in a decade. Ladies and gentlemen, time is running out.
Iran will be capable of producing alone, without importing anything, nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years.
This is Karate Man. Double leg. The jump kick. The side kick. The roundhouse. The tie kick. Body.
What's going on, everyone? It's me, Infinity. Welcome to my channel on this Wednesday. This is Breaking the Narrative, and I'm so happy to be here with my co-host, Verbal Riot, and our special guest, Anna Kasparian. Hi.
Hi.
Anna.
That was pretty lit. I really like your intro. I was laughing. Was that Bongino video real? What was that?
That was, I don't know what it was, but I saw Owen Schroyer sharing it when the whole thing was happening about the Epstein files and how everybody was like, oh, he really dropped the ball. And I was like, oh, I gotta get this. This is so funny. But yeah, apparently it was from his podcast.
What world are we living in where I respect the opinions of Owen Schroyer suddenly? Like, he's doing such a great job covering the Epstein files, covering what's happening in Gaza. I'm just like, yeah, you do need to break the narrative. Okay, because if you follow narratives, you're going to think that people who have good intentions are like evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So anyway, I love some of the coverage that he's been doing. Obviously, don't agree with him on everything, but that's okay.
No, but you know what's so funny is the funniest thing that you just said is how I feel about the Young Turks and Cenk right now.
Why?
Because I was like, not so liberal. Like, I haven't been liberal for a while, so I'm like, I agree with so much with Cenk now. Like, what is happening that I agree with the Young Turks? Like, that's how I feel, because obviously I don't agree with everything Cenk says, but man, I've been like, I can't believe I agree with Cenk. I agree with Anna. I agree with the Young Turks. This world is turning upside down. But I felt like that also when Trump was running the first time, because I wasn't a Trump fan. And then I was like, ugh, like Hillary Clinton, though, like that's the other option. Like, gross. Both of these people are gross. And then he kind of won me over through his first term because, he was all about draining the swamp. And I was like, yes, let's go against the man. I'm totally about, not for the government anything, because they're liars. So I was all about that when he was all about let's drain the swamp. But then he joined the swamp. So then I'm like, man, I don't know what happened, but I feel very black-pilled about everything, which is why I have Verbal Riot here.
Plot twist: he was never going to drain the swamp.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, and this is why I'm politically homeless, right? Like, I can't really stand either side. I think the left pisses me off just a little bit more than the right does, but for the most part, I'll never pick a party anymore. I used to be a hardcore leftist, gave it up just because.
Really?
Oh yeah,
I want to know about your evolution. I know nothing about
Anna,
your
but okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I was a 90s liberal, okay? So like guys like Bill,
very different from a liberal today. Yeah,
exactly. Guys like Bill Maher, like all these guys I relate to because we were 90s liberals, right? Like we fought for shit like no censorship on rap music, free legal weed, like just little liberties like that, right? But overall,
like actual human rights.
But overall, we still loved our country, right? Yeah. I feel like the left today does not love this country, man, and I feel it. But what woke me up, because I was a hardcore leftist, like I said, I was cringy as hell. I was all about BLM till I found out that they were a scam, and I found out before a lot of people. So I kind of jumped ship when they all basically blocked me. But what really woke me up was COVID. Like COVID, 2020. I had time to think. I had time to reflect. I had time to look into things, and that's when I guess that's when I kind of built my hatred of Gavin Newsom was during that time, right? Like, no, really, like if you're a Californian, your hatred for Gavin Newsom came from 2020. Yeah, and because I was able to see the bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, after that, man, I went on a deep dive and I just realized both parties are corrupt. There is no place for me there. All I could do is call out the bullshit I see and, walk my own path. Now, people will say I'm right wing just because of the fact that I don't like the left. But see, again, that's the problem with the left. If you're not completely with them 100%, then you are against them. Then you are a righty, right? You are on the far right. Even if you're not, right? But you are.
It's such a losing strategy, by the way. It's like the mark of losers, where you have to have people agree with you 100%. And if they don't, you want to purge them. Okay, but then you're never going to win anything politically because no one is ever going to agree with you 100% and you're being insufferable. I got really tired of like the purity tests. And then I like remembered who I am as a person, which is pretty stubborn. And like, I want to think for myself and I don't want to be told what to do. And so
but that's a 90s liberal though, right? That's how we thought. We were against like the peer pressure and buckling to the system and all this other shit. Like we thought for ourselves, right? Which I thought that's what the left was supposed to be about until the purity test started.
Yeah. And like the only other person that I know in this sphere that's like kind of close to this is Shuan Head. Like, cause she constantly talks about it. I love her
so much. She's so smart and funny and like, I hate the fact that like she's seen by the left, and I want to be clear, like there's all these factions on the left, right? And unfortunately, the loudest and the group that draws your ire for good reason is like the far, like petulant, juvenile left that just their whole political theory is let's go around harassing people for not agreeing with us 100% and let's smear people like Shoe on Head for telling jokes.
Yeah.
Or I think they canceled her because she had a problem with the Balenciaga ads, right?
I think so. That she's gone through like a bunch of cancellations from both sides, and I think it's like it's nothing to her now. It just bounces off of her, like whatever people say. And I admire that so much about her and you, because I think like you're kind of the same way in a sense, because I mean, I see the absolute visceral that comes at you online, and I'm like,
yeah,
I have to learn to like be more like Anna Kasparian. I have to learn to just let that shit like just roll off your shoulder. How do you do it, Anna? How do you do it?
Well, I mean, it didn't start off that way. They would get under my skin so much back in the day, but I had to make a decision, and the decision was, okay, so for X number of years, might be 1, might be 2, might be 3, I'm going to have to go through a lot of pain to purge these psychopaths from our audience. And the pain isn't just the harassment directed at me. It's also the loss of revenue, hurting the show, whatever. And whatever you might think about Cenk Uygur, you have to give him credit for letting me be me and not punishing me, because we went through a really difficult financial period because we lost. I don't even know what percentage of our audience but we did lose a lot of members. Our moderators quit because they were very offended that I didn't want to be referred to as a birthing person. And I stand by that. I don't care if you're a moderator and you want to quit over my preferences, then see you later. And my whole like idea was short-term pain for long-term happiness and freedom and stability and the ability to like, I want an audience that wants to engage with us over the disagreements rather than immediately assume that we're like awful people that, you know, oh, you're evil. You're actually a secret Trump supporter. And like, what? I'll never say something that I don't mean, right? I have said things that I mean that were wrong. And I've changed my mind and I've come out and said, you know what? I was wrong. I don't think that's a mark of someone who's weak or stupid. I'm a human being. And I entered this line of work when I was literally 20 years old. I'm now almost 40. So you're going to tell me that I'm supposed to hold the same exact views on everything from 20 to 40? No, F that. That's not who I am. You know, no one is like that.
No one's like that. And
also, I'm sorry, really quickly, when you realize how much common sense has left, right, the building,
none.
Like again, growing up in California, being in Hollywood and all this other stuff, like obviously I have a bunch of gay friends, right? I have friends who are gay and I love them to death, by the way. So all of a sudden I'm a homophobe or I'm a phobe of some kind because I don't believe that a man in a dress is a woman. Like it's stuff like that. And look, I know if you want to be a transvestite or drag queen or whatever the fuck you want to be, I don't care. Live your life, man. Like, you know, we only get one of these. So if you want to, you know, wear nylons and a garter belt, that is go for it, bro. Right. But I'm not going to believe you're a fucking woman. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's not going to happen. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying that it's not a complex issue. I'm not saying that there's not like chemistry. You know, there's a lot of things that I couldn't explain.
Gender dysphoria.
Trans, right. Yeah. And I'm not saying that that you don't believe you are. But when you start making laws based on that kind of shit, like California does, when they start talking about taking kids out of school and taking them away from their parents if they don't acknowledge that shit at 4 years old, yeah, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, the parental stuff in California, I don't know if the rest of the country understands how unhinged it was, but it was basically the state saying, if you don't abide by what your kid demands of you, then the state will take your child away from you. I'm sorry, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. But just putting that aside, like my views on, you know, transgender people is I don't want to disrespect them. I don't want to treat them inhumanely. I will respect them to the best of my ability, but I also expect the same respect in return, if that makes any sense. So for instance, I have fully like leaned into the fact that I am a little bit of a genital prude. So like, I don't want to be in a women's locker room with a dick swinging around. I just don't. Sorry.
Neither do I.
And for those who are comfortable with it, great. That's on you though. Okay. There are women who have been raped and sexually assaulted. And when they're at a Korean spa and suddenly they see a male genitalia situation going on, they're going to feel threatened by that. They're going to feel uncomfortable by that. And the fact that like the way actual, like, you know, the way that women feel doesn't matter at all when you're in these spaces with like the far left on this particular issue. And it's like, I'm sorry, I don't believe in hierarchies when it comes to humanity, right?
Yeah.
We have to find a way to live together in society where we try to respect each other to the best of our abilities. But I don't believe in taking rights away from one group to give rights to another group. We need to find a way to compromise. And the lack of willingness to compromise is what like just drove me insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely
and
insane.
I think that was my thing that was driving me insane too about the left, because as I was telling you before the show started, like I was basically, I grew up in Vancouver, so you know, like it's so liberal in Canada, it's so liberal, especially in Vancouver, and it just became like this thing where like the inconsistencies and like the hypocrisy and like just everything just gets to you at one point or another. Not to say that the right can't be that way too. I'm you know, discovering that a lot lately. But you know, it's just, that's why I feel politically homeless as well, like Verbal does, because I just feel like you can't really label people anymore. Like I've become so center, and I feel like center is just such a, like, it's just such a weird concept to most people these days, because I think online really makes you have to choose, like you either have to choose one side or the other. And I just don't think life is like that. I think life is full of nuance. It's gray, and you know, we can't just keep picking sides and getting divided over and over. And I think that's by design. I honestly do. I think it's a design mechanism for the people in control and power to keep people divided, so that they can rule over us. I think I mean, that's an Orwell technique. Really,
like I'm supposed to loathe Tucker Carlson. I don't. Right. I like Tucker Carlson. Sorry. And by the way, I say this as someone who is very much pro-choice, and he is not. Okay, he would ban abortions, period. I think there should be restrictions in the third trimester, yada yada. Like we all, like I'm a reasonable person, but I think women have the right to choose. Okay, it's that simple. But also, I'm not going to throw Tucker Carlson away simply because we have a few disagreements. He is doing something right now that is incredibly brave as an individual who's been a lifelong conservative, in calling out U.S. foreign policy, how detrimental it's been to the American people, how immoral and unethical it's been to Palestinians and Muslim majority countries. I never thought in a million years Tucker Carlson, of all people, would be speaking out about this, and he's doing it at a tremendous cost to him, and he has earned my respect for that reason. People are complex. People hold all sorts of contradictory beliefs and values, whatever. To me, what matters is, do I recognize this person's humanity before anything else? And when you're able to do that, I don't know. I kind of turned a little bit soft, and I like it. I like that happened to me, because I used to be almost militant in my political leanings and beliefs, and it made me pretty insufferable. And so I don't begrudge anybody who looks at me and thinks like, ugh, Anna, because I was really cruel to a lot of different people back in the day, and I really do regret that. Yeah. And so now when like the crowd that used to love me comes at me because I'm not behaving the way I used to, it's hilarious, because I watch the way they behave, and it's a reminder to me of how insufferable I used to be. Like, their behavior embarrasses me. So
I think you made a great point, Anna, about the losing viewers, losing revenue. I think as a content creator, especially, like that is something that I check myself on all the time, right? Like I tell people, or I've had people tell me all the time, you could be bigger, you could be doing this and that. I'm like, here's the thing though. If you're not willing to offend your own audience, then you're probably not telling the truth.
Exactly.
Right? You're probably not telling the truth. So for me, you know, I have people who are on board with me, and I'll say something that they don't like, and it's like, look, I'm not going to take it back. I'm not going to switch my views just so that I could keep your dollar, right? And I think that's kind of like the trap people fall into. Now, a guy like Tucker, a woman like Candace, sorry. I've had a few drinks, but I'm good. But no, someone like Candace, someone like Tucker, like these are people who have built such a huge audience that they can afford to lose a few thousand and still be fine, right? I think it's a lot tougher when you're a smaller creator. It's like you want to kind of cultivate this audience, but then you realize, oh shit, the audience I cultivated are assholes. So
you're like,
right?
oh no.
By the way, I'm not saying my audience is that. I'm just saying, but you know, if you're not careful, like that's what you can cultivate. If you're just trying to do what's popular. And you know what I mean? And win people over, that's what happens. So
and I think that's a really good question for Anna, actually. Like, so if you were to give advice to someone who's coming up now, like a brand new journalist, they're like, oh, I like Anna Kasparian and I want to do that. Like, what would you say to someone who's coming up in journalism now?
Well, I would say the through line in the way you communicate should be, we don't hate these people, right? We disagree with them. Let's bring them on and have a conversation, right? It's all about the tone and the way that you interact with disagreement. And the way that I used to react to people who I disagreed with wasn't conducive to building an open-minded audience. So like my biggest goal was to, number one, purge the people who were like constantly purity testing you, judging you, making you feel like you're less than. Like, I don't need that. Okay. I need people who are open-minded enough to like sit with disagreement, but also just like respect the fact that we have areas of agreement, right? Like, you're not a bad person or you're not a demon because you have some policy disagreements. But aside from that, like if you have to lead by example. So your behavior will be mirrored back to you by your audience. And that's the number one thing that I think you should keep in mind as you're messaging and as you're talking about, you know, sometimes incredibly controversial issues. And it's been hard. Like, you know, I gotta say, like right now, the audience we have, I feel so lucky to have them because they're engaging with us. They tell us when they disagree with, and Jake and I aren't the same person. Jake and I have disagreements, right? And
it's funny when you guys disagree. I like it. It's hilarious.
Yeah. I got to be better about expressing when I'm in disagreement with him earlier rather than letting it fester. And then I tend to like blow up on him sometimes. And I don't think that's good.
That's the funny part though, Anna. That's the funny part. And everyone loves that, including me.
I don't recommend it, especially because like I have so much respect for him. And when I have those moments, it comes across as the opposite. But yeah, just be unapologetically yourself and don't apologize for it.
That's a really good advice. And I like that's a whole thing about being authentic. I think it's actually severely missing and this YouTube sphere, like content creation sphere. I think being authentic is like something that, because most people like they put on a persona, like when they go on the air. It's like, you know, I've actually met Verbal Riot, Dante in real life. And like, I was like, is it me? Like in real life? Like, am I the same person? And, you know, he can answer, am I the same person, Verbal?
Yeah, you're the same person.
Verbal's the same person too. Like, we're like literally the same people. And I just can't even understand people who are not the same people when they come online. So they're like, it's like they have to turn themselves on. It's like an acting job. And I'm like, I could never do that. That would be exhausting to go on air and just pretend to be somebody else. But it happens way more often than not.
And it can be a really bad habit to pick up because, like I said, you know, coming from Hollywood, like I'll be at these parties, right? And you know, people, I mean, literally, I'll see them going to the bathroom, right, and hype themselves up to become somebody else, to go back out and talk to people.
God.
Now I get it. Sometimes you're not feeling it or your energy is low and you kind of got to get yourself together because you got to go mingle and do all this other stuff. But you know, from that world, everybody for the most part has to turn it on, right? So it's a weird thing when you go to YouTube, right? Because when I went to YouTube, I thought I had to turn it on. And then I realized, wait, what am I doing? Like, I hated this shit when I was in Hollywood. Like, I'm not going to do it here, you know? And then I had to kind of just, you know, slowly become myself. But
your audience can also pick up on it, by the way.
Oh, easily.
People are smart, and
they are.
Yeah. And I think that's why the bigger creators are big for a reason. I do think they come across as way more authentic, and you can tell in the way that they interact with their audience. They usually have like a pretty pleasant interaction with their audience. Whenever you see someone have their like sporadic meltdowns toward their audience, they hate their audience. Oh, they hate their audience. And it's an audience that they built based on faking their whole persona.
Yeah.
And that's a prison. It's literally, that's how I was feeling. I was feeling like I was in a prison and I wasn't allowed to speak my mind. And I couldn't stand it. And I had to do something about it.
So speaking of meltdowns, Anna, I have to ask you about this, and hopefully, you know, it's a fine question, and
sure, ask me anything.
You're okay with it, sure. Because speaking of meltdowns and crazy people, Jillian Michaels.
Oh my God.
No, because look, here's the thing. I remember specifically the interview that you guys had together.
Yeah.
When you guys were talking for the first time. I sent them the video because I want them to watch it. You know, I thought you guys had good chemistry. You clicked, and everything was nice and cool. And that's when I realized that you did kind of do a shift in your mentality, your thinking, and how you present. Right. Again, I don't know what words to use because you didn't become more conservative. You just kind of woke up, basically, right? But Jillian, it was weird to me. Is this like I saw the meltdown, right? I saw the meltdown. I saw the walk off, and for me,
that was hilarious.
I thought it was the most unprofessional thing I have ever seen on YouTube ever, right? Like I've never seen someone just do that, right? Is there any chance you guys will ever kiss and make up, or like how do you feel about it right now? Like, I mean, is there any chance of reconciliation or?
Of course. What happened with Jillian was, in my opinion, I was definitely blindsided by it. I did not expect it. It was out of nowhere. I think that she was not communicating to me about how uncomfortable she was about my vociferous criticism of Israel. Let's just put it that way.
Your passion.
Yes, I am very passionate about that issue. And I don't know if I can tone it down. I actually think I'm incapable of it because it's, yeah. And look, it is what it is. I'm not going to lie about how I feel on that issue. However, she never once came to me and said, hey, you know what? I'm uncomfortable with how much we focus on criticizing Israel. So I was totally blindsided by that. And besides which, the conversation wasn't about Israel. It was about one particular person, Benjamin Netanyahu, in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I thought the way that he was trying to exploit that tragedy for his own political purposes was disgusting. Right?
It was.
So, yeah. And so when she did that, you're right, it was unprofessional. Mind you, the show she walked off of, she was the main host of, it was airing live.
It was bizarre.
That is insane.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, no matter what, no matter how angry you are, you finish the show.
Yeah.
And then you deal with it afterwards. So that's why we kept going. I'm like, no, we're not. We produced and prepared this show. We're going to do it. And then we'll wrap it up and figure out what happens after that. Well, then I find out that she had already communicated to, people behind the scenes that she didn't want to do the show anymore. So she was planning on quitting and she decided to just kind of do it the way she did it. It wasn't a good look. Whatever. It is what it is. But like, I liked Jillian. Like, I don't agree with her on everything, but I liked her as a person and we did have good chemistry. And, someone that works with her behind the scenes, who's like a mutual friend of ours, I basically told him, I'm like, I'm totally cool with like making up. I don't think we need to hate each other.
Sure.
But then after that, she did a video with like, what's that guy's name? Dr. Drew and Dave Rubin. They did a video together where she starts like mocking me over Iran. And she's like, when is Anna going to apologize to me? Because, the 12-day war happened and it was over. We're not at war with Iran. And it's like,
here we are.
Are you asleep? Like, where are you right now?
That's one of those videos where it's like a few moments later and it's like JD Vance going like, they got the nukes, man. We need to go in. It's like, come on, man. It's like, give it 5 minutes, Jillian.
Yeah.
But even now, like, I actually don't have any negative feelings toward her. I'd be cool with her if she was willing to talk.
That's the thing, Anna. That's what we're talking about with like, that human connection, right? Like we're people, we're human beings. Sometimes we're going to disagree. Like, sometimes, but you don't have to box people in. Like, that's the thing, right? It's like, you're just a regular human being. You had a disagreement and you're like, I'm not gonna, cut this person off out of my
Right.
life just because we happen to disagree on something and we had a little bit of a spat. I mean, that's what happens in real life with real friends. Like you fight, you have a spat, especially family. Like you'll fight, you have a spat. Maybe you won't talk for a couple of days, but then you call each other up and you're like, I'm sorry too. And then life goes on. But this internet life has made it so they're never gonna talk to each other. They hate each other now. Don't you hate her, Anna? And it's like a constant trying to clip you.
Let me tell you something that I've never talked about publicly. And I actually don't know what you two will think about it, but
I can't wait for this.
Yeah. So after I did not feel good about myself after the debate with Pearl. I think that I went for the jugular and I went for it right away. And I'll tell you why. I did not have time to prepare for that debate. And by the way, that whole topic isn't even my wheelhouse. Like, I don't really give a shit about that topic. I'm going to keep it real. However,
I'm sorry, really quickly, Anna, which topic, just so our audience knows, which topic was it?
It was the feminism. It was a debate about feminism, which we've covered on this channel. And I think that's what you were debating her on was
did
feminism on Western culture.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. And I think that there are it's mixed to some extent, right? But like I feel pretty damn empowered. So it's like I'm at a disadvantage in some ways, and like I don't have time to prep for this. This isn't my wheelhouse. They're offering me some nice money. It seems like it'd be easy to debate Pearl, whatever. I literally started prepping for it the day of. I wrote my opening statement the day of. But as I was preparing, I watched video after video after video of Pearl being a bit of a cunt, okay, to all sorts of women.
Just being Pearl, you mean?
Pearl, yes. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, this is her style. This is how she carries herself. This is the way she disrespects other women. So I'll come in swinging. And I know she cried in the intermission. The organizers of the event came to me and asked me, hey, maybe for the second half, we don't do a debate. Maybe we take questions from the audience. The audience was full of her crowd, and
they were her supporters.
Yeah, they were calling me bitch and all this stuff. Wow. And I'm like, no, I'm not taking questions from the audience. We never agreed to that. It's not in the contract. We're going to finish the debate, but I'll back off. I promised to back. And I did. In the second half, I tried my best to back off.
Wow.
But anyway, long story short, I didn't like the way I treated her. So I kept telling myself I'm going to reach out to her and I'm just going to say, look, you could have a really bright future. You're just sucked into a really bad crowd and you think this is how you're going to succeed in life. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
So just, I believe that you can do better. And not in a condescending or patronizing way, but then she kept talking shit. And it's and then finally my husband was who was open to me reaching out to her is yeah, maybe not. Maybe you don't.
No. Yeah.
So I haven't, I'm not really looking into engaging in political blood sports or any of that stuff. But man, she made it really hard to not be vicious to her.
Yeah, because she did the same thing to Chrissy Mayer because she oh
my God.
Chrissy was so nice to her. And Chrissy's been kind of gone back and forth with her for a long time online. But then her whole comment about first of all, bringing Chrissy's baby into it. And she calls her a buzzer beater baby and all this stuff. And I'm she says some of the most cruel things to women that you could possibly say. And
exactly.
It doesn't affect her at all. And I'm that's why I enjoyed what you did. Cause I was somebody needs to kind of put her in her place, especially a woman that's, well kept, yourself. You're not some OnlyFans model that's you know what I mean? You're a married woman that's just, you've lived a life and you're you know what, Pearl, just be quiet. That's how I felt. It was it was one of those moments for me. I was thank you, Anna Kasparian, for finally telling this girl what's going on, because really that's what most normal women feel about her. I know a lot of other women will try and say no, yeah, Pearl's base, but they're in that sphere, as you say, and that sphere is really just truly, it can truly be toxic. And I know we talk about like
can be toxic.
It's very toxic, isn't it?
Yeah. And also, like, you're not going to find a great partner, husband, wife, whatever, in that sphere. Like, there has to be mutual respect. You know what I'm saying? So it's, and by the way, like, literally the best part of my life is my marriage. Like, I'm not lying about that. And so,
that's
I
sweet. Me too.
and I didn't really, like, growing up, my goal wasn't, oh, I want to find a good husband. I didn't care about that at all. So I feel really, really lucky that I ended up with someone who just like really fulfills my life. But like, the one thing that I will say is, growing up in the 90s, there was a lot of messaging aimed at women about how you got to be a go-getter, you got to be a career woman. It's going to make you so happy and fulfilled. And like, I love my career. It is not what fulfills me. Sorry. Okay. Spending time with my family, spending time with my husband, being out in nature, that fulfills me. And we got to be real about that.
You know what's
but
crazy?
You know what's weird about that too, though, really quickly? What's weird about
Go
that
ahead.
for me is, and again, as someone who came from the left, it's weird how when you say something like that, they will give you the evil eye, right? They will look at you so weird by saying you love your marriage, that you love the sanctity of marriage, right? That you love the idea of family. And again, I'm trying to wonder, at what point did the left start hating families? Like, it's just such a weird term for me. And I don't want to, you know, I'm not keep trying to bring it back to the left, but it's like, it's just weird to me how, like, as important as family is, like, they despise it so much. And I tried to figure out why. I've tried to, like,
I know why. I know exactly why.
Oh, please, by all means.
Everything in our culture right now, and I'm trying to break this cycle really badly. So everything in our culture is action, reaction, right? So you have the right constantly talking about the importance of the traditional nuclear family, and they're going to get a response or reaction from the other side of the aisle to that. And the reaction is stupid, because the reaction is let's destroy the nuclear family. How about no? How about we all shut the fuck up and let people build the families that are right for them? Right. So if you want to get married, but you don't want to have kids, that's fine. If you never want to get married, that's fine. You know, like, I want people to be happy. And I don't want to see shit from the left about how we need to destroy the nuclear family. I think that's unhinged entirely. I also don't really want to hear from, you know, traditional conservative right-wingers about how I'm like actually not fully woman because I don't want to have kids. I don't want to have kids. It's that simple. None of your fucking business. How about that?
Well, and also, I think the whole trad wife, trad husband thing has been exposed, right? I think we can all agree. We can all agree that it's bullshit, right? I mean,
I mean,
it was all a farce. It was all something to stick it to the left.
Inauthentic stuff. Like, that's the stuff I've been talking about. It's like so many people are just inauthentic. They're like, oh, we got this trad life and trad whatever. And then meanwhile, they're like, you know, cheating on their wives and husbands and all this shit's going on. And you're like, oh, God.
Like, total freaks. Like, I mean, banging at conservative conferences. I can't tell. I know about, like, and I'm not going to name names. That's not my style. But like, there are some hardcore right-wing men who go to these conferences and, like, you know, take it in the bum, and that's okay if that's your thing. I support it, but don't go around judging the lives of others when you're married with kids and you're cheating on your wife with a man openly. By the way,
I'm going to judge it. I'm definitely going to judge it. I mean, it's like no, not because they're gay, but because of the fact that they're cheating on their wife.
Because they're lying.
They're cheating on their spouse. I'm going to judge you.
Yeah, because like, I know Milo's been, like, you know, hinting at that for a while, like Milo Yiannopoulos, and I'm like, do tell, Milo. Like, I'm always like, you know, I'm such a witty. Yeah, I know he'll tell. He usually has the receipts. I don't know why this guy's got so many receipts, but it's so funny to me though, because I always find him super entertaining for that reason alone. Like, that's my guilty pleasure, is to, like, just be like, oh, what's this drama about? Because my life is really boring. So I don't know what's
you literally have to be like the dumbest person on the planet to be vulnerable to Milo Yiannopoulos, because he will out you.
That's so true.
Okay? Yeah, I would never tell him anything. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
ask Elijah Schaefer about that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Elijah Schaefer has a lot of regrets.
Just to go back on what you just said though, about like how you feel about women in general, like, and you know, growing up in the 90s and what you were being told as a woman. It's weird because I was actually having this thought the other day, because I I have an older friend that's trying to get pregnant right now, and she's not able. And we were having a discussion about how it would have been really nice as like even liberal women growing up that the focus tended to be more on like, what will you do in the future? Because we do have a biological clock. Like that is an issue. And what women should do in the future if you want to pursue the career path. Like and like that is like, I mean, we live in 2026. The economy is crazy. Of course, everyone's going to pursue a career path, whether they like it or not at this point.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you can't almost, unless you're marrying into money, like you can't really not work. So like we were just talking about that, and we were talking about how it would have been really nice if some of our older friends or mentors or whatever were telling us maybe like freeze your eggs, like for when you go down, like when you're older and you're like right now you're like I'm never having kids, or I don't plan on having kids anytime soon, and then maybe you meet the right guy but you break up, and then like life happens to you, and then you feel like, or maybe even they die, or I don't know, whatever life happens to you, and you're like now I want to have kids and I'm in my 40s and now I can't. So it's like it's just one of those things where like now that I'm older I think about that, and I'm like I wish somebody had told me like maybe you should think about freezing your eggs. I know that's like a really weird thing, and I don't think I would have said that like many years ago. I would have been like, oh, that's weird, but
no,
it's a real
I think
thing.
you're right. I think you're right. I think that like there was this weird cultural shift in the 90s, and it was this one size fits all approach for all females. And it's like you have to pursue a career. And I get the reasoning behind that. I mean, I grew up in a household, a very traditional household actually. My father was the breadwinner. My mom, she ended up doing a little bit of work. She didn't really have a career, but she was working for the LAUSD as like a teacher's aide assistant or something like that. But long story short, when she wasn't making any money and was fully reliant on my dad, that looked like the life I did not want to live, right? Because even if you have a wonderful, generous husband, I could not stand him like looking at the receipt after she went grocery shopping to make sure she got the best deal on the tomatoes. It's like,
that's weird.
Bitch, like, no, I'm going to buy the tomatoes I want. You know what I mean? Like, there's, you need a little bit of liberty and economic freedom, and you're not going to get that if you're fully reliant on one spouse. The other thing I'll say is, as much as people want to deny it, when one partner is working, has to go out all day long. They probably want to be home, but they can't because they got to go earn a living. And then they come home to their wife, or even rare, their husband at home, just kind of like doing their thing. Even if they're keeping care of the kids, taking care of the house, all it doesn't matter. There's like a weird resentment that starts to build. Let's keep it real. That definitely exists. I've heard men talk about it, about their wives. I gotta be honest, I felt it a little bit during COVID. My husband was a bartender at the time, and he got laid off immediately. And at first it was fine, but a few months go by, 6 months went by, and I was just like, I had taken on 2 other jobs. So I'm working 3 jobs. I'm teaching journalism at Cal State Northridge. I'm doing TYT every day, and I was doing another show for a different network. And I was overwhelmed, but I was just like, we got to pay our bills. I'm like really stressed out. And when he would like get up in the morning and go for a leisurely gym visit, I wanted to strangle him. And I love him. You know, I love him, but it was just this feeling of imbalance and unfairness, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally understand that.
I was bartending before the lockdowns. And I remember just, it's weird, man, because I was a bartender for like 20 years. And look, I guarantee you, even when your husband was taking his little walks or doing whatever he was doing, it was probably eating him up inside, right? Because I know for me, it was completely eating me up that I couldn't work, right? Because as a man, you're built to work. You're built to want to work. So or at least for my generation, I don't know about these young people, but
oh no, totally. No, you're right about that. And honestly, I hate the idea of ever being the like naggy wife. So I held it in. I didn't communicate how I was feeling until I blew up. And when I blew up, I was just like, because he he's a very happy person, and I am also happy, but also very like temperamental, you know? And so when I wasn't in the best mood, I would never be negative toward him or mean to him. It was just like, you know, sometimes I would sulk and I just want to be to myself, and he couldn't stand that. And then one time he like picked at me a little bit over it. And it was during this time when I was like building a little bit of resentment, and I blew up on him. And so I communicated to him for the first time, I need you to go out and get a job, like literally any job. I don't care what it is. I don't care how much you're making. It's not about that. It's about feeling like this is a team, you know? And guess what? Because of that, he ended up starting his career, and now he actually has a career that he loves. And I'm really glad that we went through that really difficult time, but it would have been better if I communicated to him way earlier instead of like blowing up what I did, you know?
Yeah. It's marriage is interesting like that though, you know, and like if you you know that's the one person though that like is it's supposed to stick by you no matter what. So like, you know, you go through these challenges and these things, and I've been married for a long time too, so I understand that but like better than most. But I think like the other question I wanted to ask you, because I know you have a Armenian background, because like, you know, I'm Persian and we're pretty close culturally. So I wanted to ask you about that. Like, were you like, are you born in the US? Like, are you second generation? And like, have you been back to Armenia? Is that like tell me some stuff about your culture and like how refined you as a person?
So my parents, I actually have a really interesting background, and I've become more and more curious about like my ancestors and stuff. So I love that you're asking me this. So thank you. But I was born in LA, born and raised. I've never been to Armenia. I really want to go. I will say growing up, I always felt like I didn't fit into the Armenian community, because the Armenian community in LA in particular is very, or at least when I was growing up, it's changed. But when I was growing up, it was very, very conservative. And the expectations for females were insane. I think they were insane. Like, I'll give you an example. The only conversation I ever had with my mom about the birds and the bees was, I think I was 11 years old. She picked me up from 6th grade. And she's like, okay, we need to have a conversation about something. I'm like, okay. She's like, one day, you know, sorry, verbal. One day you're going to see blood on your underwear. And then these,
I was married before, but you're good.
She's like, and these slutty Americans are going to come to you with this thing called a tampon.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And she's like, do not take or use the tampon, because it'll take your virginity away and no one will ever want to marry you. And that was it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And that instilled so much fear in me, because I'm like, oh my God. Like, it made me think like my only value is my hymen, right? Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And anyway, so there was that. And there was also this understanding that like, obviously you're going to marry an Armenian man, obviously. And if you don't, we will beat the shit out of you. And I realized pretty early on that I'm attracted to Latino men. I've always been attracted to Latino men. I don't know how to quit them. They're just they're my thing. Okay. I have a type. And so I had to decide at one point, do I take the beatings so I can end up with the person I want to be with? And I took the beatings, and my parents love my husband. In my late teens, they finally accepted she's got a type. As long as he's a good guy, we will accept it, you know?
That's hilarious. My type was the opposite, because I was like, I'm never marrying a Persian man. They're too into their moms and they're weird. And it's like they just have a weird aura. Guess who I ended up marrying, Anna? A Persian man. And it's been great. I mean, I love him, but I never thought I would marry a Persian guy in my life. I was like, there's no way. I was like, always like, no, like, get away from me, Persian boys.
I'm with Anna. The majority of my girlfriends, my ex-wife, they were all Latina. I had a thing for the Latinas, man. And so
they got that fire.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, right? Don't get me wrong. I think there are a lot of attractive women of every kind, but for some reason, you know, they're my kryptonite. So
those Latino men, though, man, I tell you, like here, like in Mexico, they have a problem with like what's the word? A fidelity. Let's just say that, because they're always cheating, and it's like I have so many girlfriends that are like, "He cheated on me again," and I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like these Mexican dudes, I don't know why they just can't. They just can't do it.
I mean, he better not. I could catch a charge, as Pearl would say.
Wow.
No, but in all seriousness, just like going back to not fitting in, I just felt like I was too modern and American to fit into the local Armenian community that was very like insular and very conservative. But in recent years, they've really opened up and they're a lot more open-minded. And I feel like I fit in a lot more. And as a result of that, I've been a lot more curious about like my ancestry. And I started asking my parents questions. So my dad's side of the family, they actually fled Armenia during the genocide and ended up in Damascus, Syria. Yeah. So my dad was born in Damascus. My mom's side of the family, so my maternal grandmother, I didn't know this until like 2 years ago when everything started to pop off in Gaza. My mom's like, yeah, your grandma was born in Haifa, Palestine. That's what her birth certificate says. Yeah. And I was like, what? That's crazy, Mom. And she's like, yeah, 1937, my grandmother was born in Haifa, Palestine. And then in 1947, a year before the Nakba, she and her family end up in Armenia again. And I asked my mom, I'm like, did they voluntarily leave Haifa and go back to Armenia, or did something happen in Haifa that forced them to? And she didn't know. So I started like digging. I reached out to the local Armenian community there, and she was forced out. She and her family were forced out. At that time, it was a year before the Nakba, but violent, like these little violent gangs had started to pop up, and like people didn't feel safe. So they started leaving. And so this is during the Soviet era, and Armenia was controlled by the Soviets. So I guess the Soviet Union sent like a massive ship for the Armenians who wanted to go back to Armenia.
Wow. That's incredible. So do you like, and you want to go back? So that's interesting. I haven't been back to Iran since literally the month before 9/11.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like I came back like August. Wow, I came back August, and then September 11 happened. And it was crazy because like I remember the first trip I took to the United States, and they were like, you're from Iran, like, they're looking at my and my husband and I, we were going to Disneyland. We were driving to Disneyland for my 17th birthday, and I had covered the entire car in American flags, and I was wearing like an American bandana. Like
that's amazing. That's amazing.
Like, I'm full on board with Americans, man. Like, fuck those terrorists.
You know what's so wild to me, though? Not to get too political, but like,
go ahead.
What? I mean, started in 2011, I think, or 2012. I mean, pretty soon after 9/11, under the Obama administration, we start arming Al-Qaeda in Syria to oust Bashar al-Assad. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
So
like,
crazy.
Yeah, it pisses me off. Yeah.
And it's so crazy, man, because it's like I feel like we're reliving that same time. It's almost it's so eerie in that sense, because like I'm a sci-fi fan, by the way. I don't know if you are. Are you a sci-fi fan at all?
There is some sci-fi I enjoy. Like, is that
like what?
That show that's like relatively new?
Fallout?
No, it's the one where they go into an elevator and then their like memories erased.
Severance.
Yeah.
That's sci-fi,
Great
right?
show. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Amazing.
sci-fi. That's a good show. I love that
sci-fi.
show. Yeah, but it's like that's how I feel. Like I feel like we're like constantly in this state of like another dimension, or like like what when they turn on CERN or something like that happen, and we're just like in this alternate reality. I mean, I felt like that since especially since COVID, because I was like COVID really messed me up. I was like, I don't know what happened to this universe, but something must have flipped. And but now I feel the same way now. I'm like, it's like we're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And that's a definition of insanity to me. So like, when I hear like, JD Vance like on the news literally being like, yeah, like Iran's starting nukes again. I'm like, Really, JD? Like, are we really doing this? And like, do they really think that this is gonna work again? Which is the mind.
Well,
Well,
we do whatever Israel tells us to do, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly
if
right.
Israel wants us to start a war, we'll start a war.
And that's a problem. That's a problem. So when people talk about the deep state, what they're referring to is this group of unelected intel people and, you know, these neocon scumbags who don't care about our country. The Epstein class. Yeah, they don't give a damn about our country. Everything that matters to them lies in a foreign country that for whatever reason, why don't you go fuck off and live there then and leave us alone?
I agree.
And we need someone who's willing to come in and literally dismantle all of that, because if we don't do that, this cycle never breaks and it's going to continue. And it's destroyed this country. I mean, we're $40 trillion in debt. When you look at when our debt skyrocketed, it was right after 9/11 when we engaged in the global war on terror. That has cost, I mean, it cost us trillions of dollars. And it's amazing to me that we got goaded into fighting a war in Iraq. Not a single IDF soldier was sent to fight that war.
No.
Okay, we lost thousands of our soldiers. We spent trillions of dollars on that bullshit. And now they're trying to goad us to do the same thing in Iran. No, thank you.
And Anna, like, I don't know if you saw recently or not, but did you see like Tucker's 9/11 documentary that he produced?
Oh, I sure did.
It was amazing. And I'm thinking, like, why is nobody's talking about this? And it's like, it's almost, it just blows my mind, because I'm like, this is the stuff that we, like, the 9/11 truthers, including myself, like I was a 9/11 truther. We've been talking about this shit forever. And now it's all unraveling right in front of our eyes, and it's like almost as if everyone's got blinders on, and I'm like, how can you how do you not see it now? It's presented to you.
It's not
a neat little
blinders.
package.
It's not blinders. They're saying the quiet part out loud now because they've already won. Like, people call me black pilled. It's not that I'm black pilled. I just see where things are heading, right? Like, I see where things are going, right? They've already won. That's why they can throw out the Epstein list. That's why they can say all these things, because they have no fear. They've won already, right? Because at the end of the day, right now, what can we do? What can we do? Like realistically, what can we do?
I think right now, the most important thing to focus on is the fact that there seems to be widespread agreement among the American people on this issue, right?
Sure.
And so we got to find a way to get organized, because what they're afraid of is people uniting and pushing back against this stuff. And that's the reason why, this is my theory about what's going on with our government and the way the two sides play us. They love the manufactured culture wars. And that's the divisive garbage that gets Americans to hate each other. I'm not falling for it anymore. That's the reason why, as much as I might disagree with someone on the right on a cultural issue or something like abortion, and I do vehemently disagree with them on that, I'm not going to waste my time fighting them. I'm going to find a way to work with them to dismantle the deep state.
To find common ground. We have greater enemies. That's what I'm saying too. Like, it's like this whole Epstein thing that came out, it like made me so angry on such a like just inside my being. I'm like, we have this going on planet Earth, and we're fighting about like what this guy said about like at a Bamfa thing about Tourette's. Like, who gives a shit, you guys? Like, stop stop getting into these massive arguments over absolutely nothing, when there's literal pedophiles in the fucking government trying to like eat our there's no quote anymore, man. There's no quotes. Like, there's
and in a sane world, this would never fly, right? I mean, if we got some report that these elites were eating babies and all this other weird shit, we would rout them. We would literally tar and feather them in a real society, right?
Yeah.
The fact that everyone's just looking at this list and saying, "Oh, I guess that happened," tells me they've won, right? The fact that we are not upset enough, right? And look, you know, I'm trying to be good, Nina, because I don't want to get Nina in trouble.
You used to believe that they,
because you know I can go off, but we've allowed it now. So what do they have to fear? Right? Like,
I don't know if I agree with we've allowed it now.
Not that we've allowed it, but we're not going to do anything really about it, right? Like, the average person is not going to do really anything about it.
So here's what I mean when I disagree with you, honestly.
Sure, no.
the Trump administration has wanted nothing more than for everyone to just shut up about the Epstein files. They have thrown everything at this, right? We've got aliens.
UFOs,
We've
yeah.
got like anything they can think of, right? Just any distraction. Here's the latest like trans furry person. Oh, look, bad. Look at that person.
Yeah.
And you know what? People aren't buying it anymore. Nothing is working. And so for the first time, I'm seeing people on the right who spent a lot of their time, attacking people on the left for whatever culture war BS issue of the day is like taking over the headlines. They're not doing that anymore. And in fact, they're finding areas of common ground. All of a sudden, we have people in our audience who are like, I never used to watch you guys. I used to hate you guys, but I really appreciate what you have to say about what's going down in the Middle East. I appreciate that you're trying to prevent a war with Iran. I appreciate that you want accountability with Epstein. Seeing Ro Khanna, a progressive Democrat, work alongside Marjorie Taylor Greene before she left Congress, which I never thought I would say this, but I wish she hadn't. And Thomas Massey, who's a libertarian, like that's beautiful. And they're doing that because the American people demand it. And so, we might not have the power to tomorrow do everything we want to do in regard to like the deep state and these disgusting pedophiles and all of that. But you have to build people power. That does take time. And I'm seeing it start to sprout. And I want to do everything I can to help foster it as opposed to destroying it. Because there are going to be people who are going to try to destroy it because they'll get distracted by the culture war nonsense for sure.
Yeah. I absolutely
And they've done a very
agree
good job of, throwing fuel on the fire of the culture war. And I understand that. And I agree. There are people who have kind of woken up and they're starting to, do the right thing. But I'm looking at it like, this is an attack, right? Like we're talking about distractions. The other distractions we're not talking about are they're trying to price us out, right? People are struggling to pay rent, to eat. This is part of the war against us, right? So, and that's what I mean about how like maybe there's a way to win this. I don't see it though. I think they're very good at what they do, and they've done a great job of basically making us, sterile.
Well, I mean, look, I think that if the power players of today aren't at least savvy enough as like FDR was back in the day, because FDR saw what was coming, right? And he wanted to protect capitalism. He did not want socialism or communism. And he saw that rising because people had nothing to live for. People were really struggling. And he's on the record. He said, I'm rolling out the New Deal because I want to save capitalism. The leaders of today seem a lot dumber. And so I don't know. I mean, I just think about what happened during the French Revolution. The guillotines are coming, right? When people have nothing left to live for, they're going to grab the pitchforks and it's going to get violent. So if these politicians know what they're doing, they would maybe rethink some of these policies that make Americans believe that there's nothing left to live for.
Well, and that's to your point, Anna, and like this battle that we have going on about what we're talking about right now, like this show or your show or anyone's show that's talking about the Epstein files or anything like that. I think it's so important to have these conversations while we still can, because that battle for the free speech, which that's why I love the concept of America, because when I came from Iran, I was like, that is it. That is the meaning of freedom, to be able to speak and be yourself. Like that is it. And like, that's what they want to take away. And that's why these, like, they want to introduce these anti-Semitism laws and any type of law that they can, in order to like, crush your free speech, they're going to do it. And you cannot let them happen. And until that time happens, you have to keep talking about it. You have to keep waking people up, because that's how I felt when the COVID thing was happening. I was like, it's over. Like they've won. Like I was kind of blackpilled. I was like, there's no way. Like they've shut the world down. I mean, it was really bad. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to let them win. I'm going to do this podcast every Wednesday. I started the show and I started my Infinite Hope show, which is my opposite show of this one, Anna, where I talk about hopeful things and highlight good humans and good things happening on the planet, because those things are still happening too, but we just never talk about them. I do that every Friday. But so like I try to use my speech and my power, what I have, to make a difference. And I think we did. I think all of us together collectively talking about that broke that spell, including like what the truckers did. You know, I give them so much credit for going out there and doing what they did. Still honk honk, you know. And all of you guys, everybody who said anything about anything broke that spell. And I think we can do it again. And I think it's happening. I think it's happening now with these Epstein files. No matter what anybody wants to say, at the end of the day, Trump did release them. So at least half of them. So
we don't want to release anything. Yeah. And think about the fact that he brought in Republican politicians to basically like beat them down and tell them do not vote in favor of this legislation. Lauren Boebert, who I had like approximately negative respect for, still voted for that legislation despite Trump trying to bully her against it. And then, by the way, Trump is such a... This is the kind of stuff that makes me despise him, because the majority of Congress voted in favor of a water project that rural Colorado desperately needs, okay? That piece of shit vetoed it just to retaliate against Lauren Boebert for voting in favor of that legislation. And it makes me so angry because
that's petty.
Ordinary Americans living in rural Colorado now have to suffer the consequences of having a petulant child as the president who wanted to cover up the Epstein files. So good on Lauren Boebert for doing what she's doing. I hate what happened afterwards, you know, with the water project. Hopefully they find a solution to that. But no, I mean, that was a show of strength from a lawmaker who I didn't think had any. And she's a better person for doing it. And I respect that she did do it.
Yeah, there's a couple of people who've come out of this that I've gained new respect for, like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Same, yeah.
I never liked her, but man, I've been watching her recently on different shows. And
Ro Khanna, I never thought I'd agree with anything on that with that guy.
I never knew like Marjorie Taylor Greene had the backbone that she did until, you know, watching her in an interview, man. And honestly, I lost a lot of respect for Trump after watching her talk about it, man. Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, I thought she was a fake, to be honest with you, but it turns out, man, she was actually the real deal of that party.
She was a ride or die.
And they pushed her out. And I'm like, okay, no. Like, I've lost it for Trump, man.
Yeah,
and here's the thing. I voted for Trump. So
that's the thing too, Verbal, to your point, because like everybody always says like, oh, Trump really respects loyalty. And I'm like, Marjorie Taylor Greene was the most loyal person he had. And he threw her away like a bad fucking, you know, napkin or whatever, used napkin.
Because of the Epstein list.
Because of the Epstein list. And then everybody's like, oh, like he values loyalty about Lindsey Graham. Get the fuck out of here. This guy, Lindsey Graham, would have wanted Trump in jail. And now, like,
oh, totally. Yeah. Like Lindsey Graham is such a like skeevy, questionable person. Like and by the way, he would throw Lindsey Graham under the bus too. The thing about Trump is he doesn't have loyalty toward anyone, but he expects loyalty from everyone, right? And so he throws people away left and right. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jonathan Haidt at all, but I actually really love his work, especially the book he came out with. I forget the title of it, Jesus, but he talks about the different characteristics between the left and the right. Okay, so there's you know, fairness, which the left and the right actually do share. But loyalty is a characteristic that's more representative of the right than the left, which is funny because there's a test you can take related to his whole theory. And I scored the absolute highest in loyalty. And it partly explains the reason why I've worked alongside Cenk for such a long time. I'm a very, very loyal person. So when I see someone throw people away like that, it really, really offends me and like my sensibilities, because it's like, how do you do that? Like, how do you just throw people away like that? You know,
I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. By the way, did you see, I know this is kind of like current news, but did you see that? First of all, like just on the Epstein list, because we're on there, Alex Jones like just tweeted out like massive confirmation. Jeffrey Epstein was Mossad asset. And I'm like, are you kidding me, bro? Come on, man.
Like, welcome to like, I don't know, 2 years ago, like when everyone started to realize it. What's going on with him? I thought he was like on the ball when it came to this stuff.
Dude, you know what I think happened? Yeah, I have a theory because I used to, like, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I've been a conspiracy theorist all my adult life. And Alex Jones was somebody that, like, obviously all the conspiracy theorist people were like, yeah, Alex Jones, he's our guy kind of thing, except me, because I always called him a tar baby, because I was like, he's one of those dudes that'll say like, oh, they're putting stuff in the water to make the water, like, turn the frogs gay, whereas then stuff is actually being put in the water to control people. So he's doing things like to make this like ridiculous thing to turn people away from conspiracy theories when there's actual shit going on that you can actually look into. So I always thought that he was kind of like really weird and iffy. Then he became very popular, and he just kind of became this thing. Then they destroyed him and his entire they took him, they put him on the TV. It was kind of like a torture thing to show the conspiracy theorists like, this is what we're going to do to all of you if you get out of line. And I think after that happened, he sold out. I think it was just like after that court case, he lost his way, man. I think he was like, just let me have something and I'll toe the line for the most part.
Can I just say, what he did to the Sandy Hook parents was wrong. Okay. And disgusting. And I can't imagine what those parents went through. The funniest like outcome of all of that was him losing his mind over Candace Owens questioning like Erica Kirk and like the whole narrative about the Charlie Kirk thing. And honestly, I think that look, I don't necessarily agree with everything that Candace Owens is saying about it, and I don't watch her show religiously, so I'm sure she has said things that are outrageous and blah, 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 blah. I don't co-sign onto everything. However, what I do co-sign onto is the official narrative surrounding the Charlie Kirk assassination seems weird. And I don't begrudge anybody for wanting to ask questions about it. Doesn't make you a bad person, okay, to ask questions about it. But like the reaction from people like Alex Jones makes me want to maybe dig into what Candace Owens is saying a little bit more.
I dig in, Anna. I've been digging in.
Oh, have you?
Oh, yeah. I've been watching every episode. Watching every episode.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm curious what you think. I don't have enough bandwidth to like invest time into it, but I
think that look, there's a lot of people that don't like you specifically, and I mean you, Anna, are very invested in her failing this investigation. So here's the thing. I think that she has every right to question this situation. She might be a little too close, and sometimes you can get blind, like when you're a little too close, you make emotional decisions. Sometimes you make rash ones, right? And that might be her kind of like blind spot, but at the same time, I think what she's doing is admirable. It's what I would do if my friend was murdered in that fashion. And I think the more people call her a demon and the more people call her all sorts of names, it drives people like me more to see what's going on, which is fine. That's kind of like the Streisand effect. But I do believe that I'm in agreement with you. I think the investigation was absolutely basically a joke. Like it's a farce. As far as I'm concerned, if you have any type of conspiracy theory mind, and you look at any of these facts that the feds presented, there's so many holes. There's so many things that you can kind of just hone in on, and it's going to be a fascinating thing to see what happens with the trial. But I also don't believe in the official narrative, and I think she has every right to question everything, and up to and including Erica Kirk, because, and I don't mean that like, oh, I think the widow did it kind of thing, but in any murder investigation, the first person you have to look at is the spouse, especially when they have something to earn, when they inherit something as big as his company. So it's just like, kind of like investigative things 101. If you want to, like, you got to look at the wife kind of thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, to question like basically everything and everybody. But if you do, it's like this whole thing about like, oh, you can't question Erica Kirk. You cannot question her. And I'm like, why? Like, why can't she question her? If there's nothing to hide, there's nothing to hide. And then it'll be like, Candace is going to have egg on her face and everyone's going to be like, well, there was nothing there, like whatever. But if there is something there, don't people want to know the truth? Like,
that's
where
sure.
I'm at. That's where I'm at. That's why I watch every single episode, because I'm like, I want to know what she's gonna dig up.
The most interesting thing about what Candace has been saying is basically, TPUSA's ties to Israel, right?
Yes.
There are
which they were lying about, by the way.
Like there are some connections there that are solid that Candace is right about. Again, I don't know if she's right about everything, but
stuff, because she's like tying a lot of the stuff with the USA TPUSA faith and the Cavalry Church and all the connections about. I mean, there's one episode that specifically you should watch. I don't know if you can, but there's one where she's talking about how they wanted to turn Charlie Kirk basically into Reverend Sun Myung Moon. And how the whole Mooney cult, they wanted to turn TPUSA faith into that, and that there's a lot of money into that whole thing. If you can just get a hold of that one episode, I
want to watch it. Yeah, if you don't mind sending it to me, I would love to watch that.
Yeah,
because I don't think that she's entirely full of shit at all.
Right.
Like, I think that she pursues threads that maybe lead to nothing, go nowhere. People think she's being very cruel to Erica, but look, when she showed the receipts in regard to the pressure that Charlie Kirk was facing in the final months of his life because he wasn't adequately supportive of Israel, I was like, this is a big deal, because everyone was denying this. And now we see what he was saying and we see what he was going through, like, losing donors.
It didn't just come from her too, because Megyn Kelly confirmed it. Tucker confirmed it. He himself confirmed it, and I mean Charlie Kirk, by going on Megyn Kelly and actually saying what he said. It's like, then and then everybody keeps wanting to say Candace is lying. Candace is lying. It's like, well, at some point you have to really look at it and be like, is she really lying, or is there something there that they're trying to hide? And that's I think that's where investigations take you, right? And I think that's one of the things is everybody just wants her to tell us the answer now. Like, who did it, Candace? Who did it? And it's like, well, that's the whole point of the investigations. It's going to take some time to dig up all these things and actually do your job as an investigative journalist. But Anna, I've kept you for so long. I just realized we were going for so.
No, I love the conversation. No, this is great. I got it. Unfortunately have to go. My husband's like, okay, what are we doing for dinner?
No, you're gonna have to come back.
I'd love to.
Unfortunately, I hope that the next time you come back, the war in Iran has not started.
I agree.
But I really wish you all the best, and from me to you, from just keep going. Keep going. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing awesome, and don't let the haters get you, man. You're doing great. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. I love the conversation. Thank you to you two for being so sweet and open, and I had a great time. So I'm happy to come
on.
Anytime.
Yeah, come back anytime.
And don't let my black pill rub off on you.
No, don't worry. I'm a little bit black pilled myself, but I try to look for the little rays of light, because they do exist.
One last thing. Can you answer Latino Slant's $1.99 question? Anna, thoughts on Rubio for possible president?
No, Rubio is a neocon. No,
yeah,
we don't need neocons. We need less of that. We actually do need America first. And they need to prove it. Okay, instead of just say it.
Who'd be your pick right now? Who'd be your pick?
I have a controversial pick that I'm not ready to disclose yet, and he has not even expressed any interest in running. But if I had to pick someone who I think might be a contender, I think Ro Khanna actually does have the ability to be a good leader. And so I want someone who's actually willing to do something. And I think he's proven he's not only just willing to do something, he's willing to work with someone he disagrees with on other issues to make it happen. I think that's a sign of a leader. So
that's really good. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much.
See you, Anna.
Have a good one, guys. See you soon.
Bye. Oh my God, that was amazing, you guys. Hold on. I have clapping sounds. Yes.
But
fun. Did you guys enjoy the show? I'm sorry, I was trying to keep track of the chat, but I was also kind of fangirling. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. Did you guys like it?
I definitely had a lot more questions for her, but I was like, I'll save it for next time.
Yeah, she's gonna have to come back. I
She'll
mean,
come
dude,
back.
I
She'll come
had
back.
like tabs and like so many questions and like
Yeah.
all this stuff. And then we just went into it and I was like, you know what? Like, forget it. I love the free flow. Like, like you do everything to prepare and then like, it just happens the way it is. And I love shows like this, actually.
Yeah.
This is my
The conversation
favorite.
takes a life of its own.
Yeah, it's my favorite. My favorite type of conversation is the when everybody has fun and we have a really good show and like, the chat's into it. The chat was into it. I saw people commenting. Good interview. Yay. So if you guys enjoyed it, make sure that before you leave a like and a comment because that means a lot to the YouTube algorithm. Whether you're watching on Rumble, smash the like. Whether you're watching on YouTube. And of course, we're live on X as well. But let's get into some of these super chats that you guys did send during the show. Jane Theory sent a $5 super sticker before the show started. So Jane Theory, thank you. If you're watching, I love you, girl. Russell Hall, thank you for the $5. Says shout out to the USA hockey team bringing home the gold. We don't even care about hockey, but damn, did we give those Canucks a proper hosing? Well, enjoy it now, Russell, because I'm sure that the Canadians will win that back sometime soon. Ads, thank you for the $10. Says Nina, you're a very open person in terms of discussing the good and bad in life. You help a lot of people with these discussions. Thank you for all you do. Good humans. Thank you, Ads. That's so sweet. I really appreciate it. And then Latino Slant sent the $1.99 to say hi to Anna. And of course, the question. So thank you, Latino Slant, for watching that. And then also we had a few Rumble rants over on Rumble. So let me get those as well. Where did it go? What do I do here? Okay, there we go. The Mexican Junior, thank you for the $10 to say Anna's the best. Thank you very much. Matthew Hammond said, do you think Tim Pool was right that Occupy Wall Street was subverted by elite bankers to prevent a populist movement and turn the right against it? That's a really good question, which I think was meant for Anna, but I'm going to answer you myself. Yes. The answer to your question.
Absolutely. Yes.
100%. Yes. Matthew Hammond, thank you for the $2. Says that right after January 6th realized that director Tony Scott was wrong when he said the actions in The Enemy of the State was not normal. The FBI used entrapment to make arrests and promote people. Interesting. Emorks, thank you for the $5. Says both sides have issues, but at this moment in time, the left have lost their fucking minds. All that is subjected to change, but for the foreseeable future, I don't see the left changing. Yeah, I don't either. Matthew Hammond, thank you for the $2. Says this is a realignment of American versus globalists. Those globalist bastards, man. The Epstein class, they just all need to go. That was really fun, Verbal. Did you have fun?
I had a great time, man. Anna's cool, but here's the thing. I knew she would be, right? She was everything I thought she would be. Definitely want to have her on again because, like I said, I have some questions, other questions that we didn't really get into that I really want to kind of ask her about. But no, it was a great show. We had a good time there. And I love when, you have something planned, but it goes the opposite way where it kind of just takes on a life of its own. It breathes on its own. You don't have to stick to a certain, flow. You can just kind of like, go with the way things are going. And Anna was great. And yeah, I can't wait to have her back on.
I can't wait. I was going to bring this up because, it was hilarious. So I'm going to play it here. But I enjoyed this quite a bit because Cenk Uygur went on Piers Morgan the other night and he was debating these two Persian girls that are like Persian Zio people. They're like half Jewish. I think one of them is like half Jewish. One of them is full Persian. I think this girl's full Persian. But they're like part of the other. They're supportive of the puppet king and the war, and they were laughing at Cenk Uygur talking about how American lives are going to be lost if the U.S. goes to war. and they were just laughing as he was like saying this stuff. It was so crazy. I was like, why are they laughing? I even noticed it too, because you know how like the whole screen is like, widescreen on
Yeah.
uh, uncensored, and you can't really see people, but you can. And like I'm like seeing them like laugh, and I'm like, why are they laughing as he's saying this? So inappropriate. And then this is what Anna said about them. This is great.
I just got to say something about the laughing hyenas on screen as Cenk is talking about American soldiers getting slaughtered fighting Israel's wars.
Watch Anna Kasparian slam 2 Iranian Zionists, giggling while Cenk painfully laments thousands of Americans killed in Israel's forever wars.
They force America to spend trillions of dollars and lose American soldiers. Israel forced us into the Iraq war. We lost thousands of our own men.
That's what they're looking forward to when it comes to Iran. Laughing hyenas, absolutely disgusting, absolutely dismissive of the fact that we would be risking American lives to fight this war on behalf of their, Israeli masters. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't know if they think that that's going to throw me off my game.
No, please do more of that. Please do more of that, because I want Americans to know what you really think about them. I want them to know.
Yeah. Do you think these two?
Point.
I love that. I love that.
Great point.
This is why I'm like, yes, keep going, Anna Kasparian. I want her to just tell all these people to fuck right off. I love it. I love when.
But also, I kind of feel like at this point, man, like no matter what side of the aisle you're on, at this point, you almost have to be America first. You have to be America first, man. It's we're getting to the point now where this is getting serious. We can't be out here caping for everybody else, man, when we're letting our own country die. Like we can't do it anymore. Like we can't fucking do it anymore. Like we have to be America first, man. And I don't even apologize for that anymore, right? Like I there was a time where I was like, well, yeah, we should think about other people. Fuck other people. I'm sorry, but we got to be America first at this point.
Well, yeah, and honestly, Verbal, the rest of the world wants you guys to be America first. Like, fucking butt out. Like, no offense, but
no, I agree.
Damn it, butt out. Like, holy shit.
Well, and the reason why I'm saying America first is because we are compromised when it comes to Israel, right? We are compromised, right? So when I say America first, I'm literally looking at Israel when I'm saying that. At this point, I don't know if there's any politicians that aren't compromised at this point.
Maybe the only one I can think of is Thomas Massey and like possibly Ro Khanna, because they're the only ones that are trying to get this Epstein file released. But
and
like,
maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she quit.
Yeah, but she quit. She gone.
She quit. So I mean,
mind you, I think she could come back technically. Like if she wanted to come back, I think she could, but I don't know if she will. Or if she wants to,
I don't think
maybe she's getting too old for it. She's like,
well, it's not just that, Anna. Anina. It's not just that. It's from what she said. Her kids have been threatened, right? Her life has been threatened. Her kids have been threatened. I don't think she's going to come back based on that, right?
Yeah. And she even said though, she was like, I want to just like spend time with my grandbabies. And like at some point you do realize that's more important, especially like when you're in like that kind of work, like when it's just always so.
But see, again, that goes back to my black pill thing, man, about why we've lost, because the people who are good, the ones that will stand up and fight, they'll be threatened, right? Like their families are in danger, right? Like they will be taken out. And so what can you do against that, right? It's like you either play ball or you got to go, right?
I think Verbal, like at least to me, that's why, like I think in this sense, like libertarians have like a lot of the right idea, like of look, maybe you're right, maybe all is lost in that sense, but that's why you should become more self-sufficient, like grow your own food. Get a generator, get on your own power thing, like have your own power supply, just try and get off the grid as much as possible. I've always believed that because I think, to some extent, the government's always going to be controlling that aspect of your life. So I think the only thing that you can control is your own life in itself. So like, that's why I recommend people get off the freaking grid. If you
don't have to tell me, I grow my own weed. So I mean, like, I'm already off the grid in that way,
man. Like you gotta grow some food, you gotta grow some weed, whatever. The point is, get off the grid, like get off the government's teat. I think that's like a real, you know, and like if you're American, honestly, buy guns. I know that sounds weird, but especially because I'm not American and I'm actually anti-gun, but I'm not anti-gun in that sense because I'm like, you know what? Like get your weapons, man. Like, you know, you gotta fend for yourself at some point, maybe. And you know, it's better to have one than not. Like it's better to have one and never need it than to be in the position where you need one and you don't have it.
Oh, and I don't even apologize for that. I love my gun. Let me say that again.
You're an
American.
You're an American. You have to say that. It's like
I love my peace, man.
Do you have a name for it?
You know what? I don't because I'm not crazy. But
well, I know like men usually they name their cars and their guns. So it's like
and their dicks.
And their dicks. They do name their dicks. You know, like it's so weird too. Like when men name their dicks girl names. I'm always like, why is it a girl name? Weird. That's weird. Like you gotta name it like little, you know, like little Dante or like little whatever.
Or
you
something,
know, like,
right? I mean,
something a dude's name though. Like
you don't name your dick Sally. You
exactly.
know what I mean?
Like, you know, Noreen or something.
Yeah, that's just weird.
TMF Squid for $20. By the way, like on that note, when Anna was like, "Oh, I don't like really swearing," and then she called Pearl a cunt, I freaking lost.
You know what though? Here's the thing. Like, there's times I'm not going to lie to you. There are times where I do feel bad for Pearl. Like I'll genuinely just kind of feel bad for her, right? But then she'll talk.
Then she'll talk,
mouth, and I'm like, oh, never mind.
God.
Never mind.
TMF Squid, thank you for the $20. Speaking of uncompromised politicians, Brandon Herrera for Texas District 23 Congress. He so far hadn't been bought by the establishment. That's great. Brandon Herrera. Check him out if you're in Texas. I don't know about him at all. Let me look him up. Let's see. Brandon Herrera. I might know about him, but I'm bad with names. Oh, this guy looks really based. Hold on. Do you know what this guy looks like?
I don't actually. I've never heard of him until just now.
I just saw like one picture and I was like, oh, like I do like him.
I don't know a lot about Texas politics.
I don't know anything about him, but just based on this picture and this picture, I'm like, I can get on board. Yeah. Like he looks pretty based. I like him. I don't know anything about him. This is just female intuition. He doesn't seem gay.
You know, I can't tell just by looking at him, but okay.
Wait, he has an Instagram? Oh, okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's go to Instagram.
Yeah, some of these gays aren't obvious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Okay, here we go. Okay, he's very like into military stuff. Look at him with his gun.
Okay.
Very Texan-ish. Wait, why isn't this working? Where's the photo? Okay, there we go. He likes his guns. Very Texan. I don't know why that one's not coming up.
Yeah, you can't be Texan and not own a rifle, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will look at this guy. I love it.
He is very Texan.
I love this. I like people who like represent their, you know, constituency. Like you would never see Ted Cruz do this.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like Ted Cruz, first of all, he's Canadian. He's like I mean, Ted Cruz is like the biggest sellout piece of shit that there ever was.
Well, he's a lizard person, right? I mean,
he really is.
We all know Ted Cruz isn't real.
Also, he's very handsome. Just saying. I'm in on this guy, Brandon Herrera. Okay, I like it, Squid. I like it. Thank you, Universalism E9C for the $5 New Zealand. Hey, guys, do you think that America Communist Party run by Jackson Hinkle and will try for office at some point in the future? Probably not, because Americans are really not into the Communist Party. But what do you think? As the American on the panel, I think you have more say on this.
Yeah, here's the thing. Communism doesn't work. So yeah, I'm obviously against it.
But I mean, do you think he would though? Like he's saying, like, do you think this guy would try to run for office at some point? I mean, under the Communism Party, like,
I seriously
no way.
doubt it.
I don't think so.
And I doubt it. I'll tell you why. Because if he does run under that banner, he's probably going to run on the left, right?
Yeah.
The left have already selected who they want. You guys may not realize this. They've already selected who they want.
Gavin Newsom?
It's
Yeah.
going to be Gavin Newsom, and it'll be a woman. It'll be a woman running for vice, guaranteed.
Do you think it'll be Kamala?
It won't be Kamala. It won't be AOC, but it'll definitely.
You don't think it'll be AOC? I could see it being AOC.
I don't think it's going to be AOC. I don't think so.
Who else is there? I don't think
I mean, there's women on.
Oh
the
shit!
left.
What about like Elion Omar or
It won't
whatever
be
her
her
name is?
either. You know, it'd be somebody. You know what it'd be? It'd be somebody a little bit more middle of the road.
Yeah, it would have to be.
And I'll tell you
Elion
why.
Omar's too dramatic.
I'll tell you why. The left is starting to realize that they've gone too crazy, right? Not the left. I'm sorry. The left politicians have realized that the left is going a little too crazy.
They want to, yeah.
They want
dig
more
up.
middle of the road leftists,
Yeah.
right? So AOC is not middle of the road. Omar is not middle of the road. So
No.
yeah, they won't be
no.
the pick.
Oh my god, there was like she made a tweet today, like something about like, I don't know, something about World of Warcraft. I was like, what is she even talking about? Hold on, let's see what it was.
Who? Elian Omar?
AOC.
Mm.
Ricada made a comment about that, and I was like, stop being ageist. Hold on, let's see. Here it is. The only reason I said that too, by the way, thank you, Universalism, for your super chat. The only reason I said this too is because I constantly like, I'm old, because I make old references all the time. And then Ricada was like, LMAO, I'm hip, old, to her going, why does this guy always talk like a World of Warcraft NPC? And I guess World of Warcraft is like a old thing that you can like you reference or something. I don't know. Is that old now? Is that considered old?
I mean, that game is almost like 30 years old now. So I mean, or it feels like. I'm sure it's not that old, but it feels like
it's like a very outdated like thing.
Yeah, no one talks about World of Warcraft in 2026.
Who's she even talking to? Let's see. Stephen Miller. Democrats declare the world their searing disdain for and profound disloyalty to the actual citizens of the United States. They were repeatedly, and whatever. Who cares? I don't even care what you have to say right now. Okay. What did you think of that whole Tourette's thing?
Okay. I'll be talking about this on my show tomorrow for sure. But yeah, it's the more and more I keep hearing about it, man, the more I realize that, and I've been saying this from the beginning. People keep saying that for some reason that I'm putting down the handicap guy and all this other shit. And my thing is, I know he has a condition, right? Like, yeah. I know it's a condition. I know what Tourette's is because, I went to school with a guy who had it, and I know a lot of different factors about it. My thing is this: I don't blame the guy. I blame the Baptist, right? That's who I blame for all of this, right? The guy couldn't help what he was doing, right? The Baptists knew damn well what they were doing.
Yeah.
So my issue was more with them.
And they censored the Free Palestine thing, but they didn't censor that thing.
I found out they also censored that same guy, the Tourette's guy, yelled out homophobic slurs. They took those out.
No.
They took those out.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not hear about that.
So you telling me they could take out all these things, right? The Palestine stuff, the homophobic slurs, but they left that in? Nah, bro.
Oh, that's on them. That's bad, bro.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I mean, when I saw it, I thought it was funny because I was like, this is literally the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. Have you ever seen that
absolutely,
episode? It's the best.
It's hilarious.
I love that episode. And it was like, for those of you that don't know, Larry he's creating a restaurant from scratch, and he has to hire a chef. And the chef happens to have Tourette's, but he doesn't know at the time when he hires him because he hires him through a third party. Anyway, this chef shows up and he's like, "Fuck shit, pussy, motherfucker!" Like, and he starts like Tourette'sing, and he's like, "We have an open floor plan that people are gonna see the chef cooking. He's gonna be going off about like."
That was a great episode, man.
So good. And it was so good because at the end it showed that everybody kind of got into it because they realized, hey, this guy can't control it, so we might as well join in and have fun. But this, I can't believe that you said that about the band. I didn't know, because I heard that about the Fairy Palestine thing, and I was like, oh, they beeped that out. They could have beeped that out for sure.
Yeah, no.
Now the homophobic stuff, like,
yeah, the bathrooms are full of shit. So that pissed me off. But then, the thing is, like on social media, the thing that's pissing me off now are people who are writing like how Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo should make a statement to defend the guy, or they should donate to Tourette's and all this other shit. I'm like, they don't owe this guy shit, right? Like, they were the ones who were insulted. Now, granted, I get it. The guy couldn't help it. Doesn't take away from the fact that they were insulted. So
yeah, but see, the thing is neither needs to make any type of statement.
No,
Like, that guy didn't
they don't
have to
have to make any kind
apologize,
of fucking
and they
announcement
don't
about
have
it.
to fucking say shit because
No, it's not on them.
there. Yeah, it's not on them.
It's not on them. It's on the BAFTAs. It's not on them.
Yeah, they can make a freaking donation to Tourette's or whatever.
But see, this is my problem with both sides again, right? Because the left are saying, oh, this guy must be inherently racist. Otherwise, he never would have even thought that word, right? That's not how Tourette's works, right? So they're wrong. But then you got people on the right who are like, oh, well, it's the black dudes, it's their fault. They should make a statement about the guy so that, so that they can kind of clear his name. And I'm like, no, they don't. They don't have to do shit.
But that's the thing. The irony of it was that he was there to bring awareness to his documentary about Tourette's. So that was the irony of the thing.
Well,
and then he does this Tourette's thing, and everyone's like, oh, he's canceled.
Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, they didn't react when he did what he did, right? They kept it classy. They did the presentation. They left.
Yeah.
That's all. They don't have to do anything else. They don't have to put out a statement. They don't have to clear this guy's name. They have to do shit.
No.
Right? So
and he honestly, I didn't think he needed to apologize either. And he apologized like twice. And I was like, you really didn't have to apologize, bro. Like, I mean, if it's a condition,
I agree.
That
he didn't have to apologize either. He has a condition, man.
Like what can you do? You have a
and
condition.
it's a fucked up condition,
Yeah, it's a fucked up condition. You can't do anything. I mean, sometimes I wish I had Tourette's.
I mean, some people say I do, but like but my shit is voluntary, so
that's good, Verbal. That's good. Matthew Hammond 2 says Brenda Herrera is a YouTuber and unsubscribe podcast. Ooh, okay, good to know. Maybe I'll hit him up and see if he'll want to come on here if he's a YouTuber. And let's look this guy up. I'm gonna forget this. Wait, did he go on? Maybe that's why he looks so familiar. Did he go on Rekida's channel?
Who?
No. This guy, Brendan Herrera. He looks really familiar.
I mean,
and I was thinking, do I know this guy already? Maybe I don't. Maybe I do, and maybe I don't. I don't know. No, I'm not subscribed, so it must be a different guy. Here's his YouTube channel, guys. Check this out. So this dude, wow, he's got 4.18 million subscribers. I don't think he's gonna come on my channel.
Holy shit!
Like, he'll be like, "Are you a Texan?" I'd be like, "No, I'm from Mexico." He'll be like, "I'm not coming on your freaking channel." But I guess he does gun stuff.
That's kind of cool, man.
Yeah. So go unsubscribe, you guys, if you're interested. Gary went on his show. Somebody said in the chat.
Oh, wow.
Gary went on a show. Oh, that's
you know whose show I would, or I guess I would love to have.
Ooh.
And I think Gary was on his show too. The guy who does the Y-Files. I can't remember his name right
I would
now.
love to have that guy
I would love
on.
to pick his brain and just like,
that guy's cool.
spend an hour hearing about crazy shit, right? Like,
Yeah, that would be so fun.
Yeah, I would love to have that guy on.
Russell Hall for 2 says, I have super chat Tourette's. It's living hell.
Russell, I believe you.
Oh my God, you do have Tourette's. It's true. I concur. Russell Hall for 2 says, I just want to say nice holes.
I mean, I suppose Tourette's comes in handy, like if you're like in bed with somebody, but like other than that, other than that, I mean, it's kind of bad.
Oh, you guys, Russell's just retarded. That's all. Oh, all this time, Russell. How did I not know? Russell for 2, but I always end up saying spicy wholesome things like HOLSOM. Oh God. Get it? Spicy hole. Remember, I have Tourette's. Yeah, I get it, Russell. Matthew Hammond for 2 says the left said he should be segregated from society. Who? This guy?
Well, yeah. I mean, you know how they act, man. They're trying to say he's racist. They're trying to say blah blah blah.
Oh, that guy. Oh, I thought you meant the YouTuber guy, Brandon Herrera. I was like, why? Because
the Tourette's guy. So.
Oh, that's bad. Wait,
I mean, look, it's one of those things where it's a condition, right? But you have to like almost kind of prepare yourself for it, right? Like you can't.
That's why I recommend everyone watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah. It's so eloquently, like, just portrays that entire situation, which is also really elegantly, like, this is why I always recommend Curb, because of that episode and also because of the Palestinian chicken episode.
Oh, God.
That episode also shows what is actually going on between Israel and Palestine and what lessons you should take away from that.
Larry David is a genius, man.
That was like one of the most incredible episodes of anything I've ever watched. When that chick is like, "Fuck me, you dirty Jew."
You know what's funny is I never watched that show until the COVID lockdowns, and then I just binged every one of them, and I'm like, you know what? This might be my favorite show.
It's so good. Oh my God.
So good.
Or like the other episode where the blind guy is like fucking all vain, and then he hooks him up with this Muslim girl because she has the fucking veil over her face. Oh my God, it's so good. And he's like,
that show is so ridiculous.
Chick. But why do you care? You don't even know what she looks like. Oh, everybody needs to watch some Curb.
I agree. I highly recommend Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, Brandon was on Tim Pool. Okay. All right. Yeah, it was good. And we also need to still review the new one, which is not Curb, but the studio, which is also really
God. Good. Anytime.
Yeah, we got to do that. I gotta hit up Michelle and see where she's at if she watched it, and then we'll do it.
I'm planning on doing a rewatch anyway, so yeah.
I gotta rewatch it too because I kind of fell off. Like, I mean, I've just been busy, so I haven't rewatched it. But when we plan the date, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna like binge it. But let's see here. Did we want to talk anything else? I think we're pretty much caught up with everything. We had a good night tonight. Oh, did you hear about that whole thing with that Tyler Oliveira guy? This guy, this is interesting. So this dude here, he made some documentary about this town. I had no idea. Like, this is the first time I've ever heard of this whole situation. But have you heard about this at all?
I have not.
So this guy, he made this Tyler guy. He made this documentary about exposing New Jersey's Jewish invasion, which is what he calls it. And since then, his Patreon has been shut down. And so he liked it and shared it on X. And I highly recommend you watch this, Verbal. It is so wild. So this documentary is kind of like really similar to what Nick Shirley did, where like he went in Minnesota and he was like exposing the daycare fraud people. So this is kind of similar to that, but it's about like this New Jersey town and how like all these Orthodox Jews have basically taken over the place, and like they've taken over like but the politicians. The worst part is that they took over the public schools, like they bought out the public schools, and then so all these like all these like low income housing, like white kids, black kids, Hispanic kids, like all these people ended up like not having a school because they would buy the schools out and make like privatized schools about like Judaism.
Wait, how do you buy a public school?
Well, they did. They did. Okay,
because they would sound right. Like, how do you buy?
You gotta go watch this.
Yeah, no, I'll watch it.
Crazy. It's crazy. I'm like, how is like? I mean, the way this guy breaks it down too, and like as he's like as he's going down the streets and stuff, like people are calling him like all sorts of names. Like he's like they call him like anti-Semitic, obviously, and it's like a whole thing. Here, like we'll watch like 2 minutes of it.
You're not welcome here, and you're not welcome in a lot of other places based on your videos.
You don't own this place. You don't own America.
No, you should move on. Nobody wants you here. Please move out.
That anti-Semitism is lucrative, huh?
So Pat obviously thought that we should pay for their money, so why don't you move to a different country?
Why don't you go back to Israel? That would be my question.
They have their own police force. Like it's not like
crazy.
Like it's not like the town police. That's like the by the government.
It's the Jewish police.
Yes, it's a Jewish police force, and they have two. They have one that's kind of like a neighborhood watch, and they have another one that's like the police, but they're not the police, but they pretend like they're the police. It's crazy. I'm like,
wow.
What the fuck?
Safety, yeah. I'd say 150 calls about you already.
What are they calling about?
People trying to live a quiet life.
You two gentlemen, I saw a video of you walking into 136 Hillside. They asked not to come back.
Amazing.
If you come back, it'll be a trespass.
You say anti-Semitism, I say anti-Goyism.
The Jewish community is extremely racist.
You have a group of people that call themselves God's people. You are a Semite supremacist.
Elon Musk has 12 kids. Why can't I have 12 kids?
He pays for them. You're arguing that I should pay for your kids.
I'm arguing that the government said.
That's our money. I pay taxes.
Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? Can I call the cops on you? Okay, that's it.
We may be in a corrupt hellhole. So what am I being pulled over for?
We got a call. Keep your hands on the steering wheel when you do so.
This is Lakewood, New Jersey, home to one of the largest and fastest growing Orthodox Jewish communities in America, having anywhere from 6 to 10 kids per family, causing the community's rapid growth to spill into the neighboring towns of Jackson, Toms River, Brick, and Howell, causing non-Jewish residents to fear that their town will soon be turned into Little Jerusalem, just like Lakewood.
The tactics within this community, I would liken it to organized crime.
You were the vice chairman of the Israel Advisory Committee for Donald Trump in 2016. How did you get a relationship with the White House? Who in the White House?
I don't want to say.
Who are we messing with here right now, Chris? Is this video a mistake, man?
I'm going to be honest.
Speaking of good politicians, like this guy's actually a good politician. And like apparently, like according to this documentary, they were trying to say like this guy's not gonna win and like all this stuff because the Jewish vote is gonna like vote this guy out, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he ended up winning apparently by a landslide because everybody came out and voted for him.
The powers out here are pretty immense.
It's not about Jackson. Jackson is a test case. If it isn't squashed soon, is going to take over the entire country.
It's already a problem in all the surrounding towns. You have billionaires from Lakewood being involved, people connected to the president of the United States.
In New Jersey, is there room for a two-state solution?
No, there's clearly not. I think it's going to be a fight.
I ride around Lakewood. There are near Lakewood, outside of Lakewood, and all these towns around Lakewood. There are housing developments. Well, Goyim live there. There are no Yidden there yet, but all these housing developments. Someone who they could turn it around. We saw what happened in Lakewood itself. There are a lot of other opportunities if people want to take that jump and become a shtickle pioneer.
As the Orthodox Jewish community,
a shtickle pioneer. Anyways, you guys get the point. You should go watch his documentary, which has now got him banned on Patreon. And a lot of people are losing their minds over it, including Laura Loomer. People trying to get this guy canceled. It's a whole thing. So go and check it out. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, looks like it.
Stuff. Yeah, I would definitely watch it. Matthew Hammond for $2 says, where are you in the Stargate watch through? I just finished season 4. We're on season 5 now. I think episode 5. So early season 5, but we're going through it. It's great. I love it. Are you a Stargate fan?
You know what? I am not. I have not started. When does the new season start?
Oh,
well,
well,
working on it, right?
They're working on it right now. They're writing it as we speak. Yeah. So you have time. You should get into it because that's what happened with me. I started getting into it because I was like, it needs to happen. I
don't even know. I don't even know where it's streaming.
I think it's on. Well, I know it's on Netflix now. They brought it on Netflix, but I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon because they bought it.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Like, it's got to be on Amazon, right? I think I have DVDs, so I'm just watching those. But yeah, it's great. I love it. I'm enjoying it so much. It's like such good sci-fi, and it's like 90s sci-fi, like it just takes you away to it's like a different time, man. It takes you away to another place, another time, and I'm really enjoying it.
Oh, you mean
you mean
smarter sci-fi?
Yeah, like intelligent sci-fi.
Yeah.
You will see full frontal nudity in the first episode, which I was shocked because I was like, isn't this supposed to be like daytime TV? Like full frontal? Like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like, I was like, whoa, did not expect to see full vag. Like,
wait, what wasn't that show on like network TV?
Yes, it was on network TV. So I was like,
and there's vag? Wow.
There's vag. I was like, whoa, man. Whoa. I did not expect that. Yeah. I was like, holy shit. It's on Prime. So there you go. It's on Prime. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like my eyes were like, whoa.
They must have cut that part out of network TV.
Maybe they censored it, but I recall. Well, I mean, maybe was it on HBO? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't on network TV. Chat, help me out with this, because I always thought it was on Sci-Fi, but maybe it was on HBO. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Let's see. I'll Google it. Stargate SG-1 original run, right? Original network. Original network. It was on Sci-Fi, people are saying in the chat. Showtime. Yes. Originally aired on premium cable network Showtime. That's why there was nudity, because it was Showtime. That's why. Wait, is he frozen or am I frozen? Somebody's frozen. Is it me? Am I frozen? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Okay, it's verbal. He's frozen.
No, I'm good.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Did you hear me? It's on Showtime.
Okay.
That's what it was. On Showtime for 5 seasons, Pluto has a recut pilot. Oh, okay. Matthew Hammond says that. Yeah, highly recommend. Highly recommend.
I'm definitely going to get into it.
My other recommendation, if you've never seen it, which is an absolutely amazing TV series, is Farscape. If you've never seen Farscape or Babylon 5, both of them are really, really good. They did go to Sci-Fi, I believe. I think they did too. Google says that they were on Showtime, though. That like the original premiere thing was on Showtime. But who knows? Who knows? Who cares? Yeah. Okay. Verbal, it's been a great night.
Yeah, it was fun.
Do you want to plug your wares before we leave?
Yes, guys. Tomorrow, VRL, I'm doing my end of Black History Month. video. So oh boy, I have a lot to say about this.
You're gonna have Tourette's throughout all of it.
I think it's time to close the curtain on Black History Month. I think it's time to put it to an end, right? Like we just
put a period on it.
We don't need it anymore, right? You'll see tomorrow.
I can't wait. I want to watch that. I want to watch that. Are you gonna have Tourette's during it? It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have full on Tourette's tomorrow. So.
Oh, great job, both of you, with the interview. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed it, like I said before, if you guys enjoyed the interview, please make sure you leave a like and a comment after the stream is done. Leave a comment in the chat. Let us know what you thought. Even if you didn't like it, let us know that you didn't like it. It's okay. It's engagement. So thank you. Babylon 5 is greater than Farscape. Pussy cunt. What? Oh.
I think more Tourette's.
No. Yeah, more Tourette's. But also, I actually agree with this. Russell, Babylon 5 is like another tier of good. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, you don't see any Bush in Farscape, so I mean.
I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Hey, Teresa, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, so check out Verbal. Tomorrow his Tourette's show will be on.
Tomorrow, 6 p.m.
What
PST.
time? 6 p.m. PST. Okay, there you go. And as for me, you can catch me back here on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Infinite Hope. We talk about good news, good humans, and cute animals. Okay, yeah, let's raid that Star Wars girl. Okay, let me put that in the rating thingy. So hold on. I'm gonna take a second. Fill the dead air for a second. Let's see. Russell Hall for 2. Tim Walls guzzling donkeys. Are you trying to get my channel banned like you did Cecil's? No. Can we not bully Tim Walls, please? I really don't want to get banned, Russell. Thank you. Appreciate that. No. Tim Walls is great. YouTube. Tim Walls is fantastic, people. We don't bully Tim Walls around here. I don't condone Russell Hall's Tourette's in any form. Wait, customization. I think we have to go to redirect. He says, I can't help it. I have Tourette's. Well, you know what? The YouTube AI is not going to know. The YouTube AI is not going to know that. They're just going to think that I am bullying Tim Walls is what they're going to think. And then I'm going to get banned. So thanks a lot, Russell. Wait, is Anna still live? I don't see her thing.
I don't see her link.
I don't see her link at all.
Yeah, so not sure.
Wait. Hold on. I have to go to Anna's channel now and see. She's still live? Then why isn't this coming up? That's so weird.
Well, wasn't YouTube having some issues?
YouTube is always having issues. What's going on with YouTube? Like, this really shouldn't be a thing. Hold on.
No, I swear, between like YouTube and X, man. Like,
okay, there we go. I found it. Dude, I cannot believe it. Like, her channel wasn't coming up. You know why though? I think as I just like went on her channel, she's talking about the Candace Owens trailer. So maybe they're shutting that shit down. They're like, nah. But okay, so we are gonna redirect to Anna, that Star Wars girl. Please let her know that Nina Infinity Raid is happening. And before you leave, make sure you leave a like. Yeah, it was weird. It wasn't on YouTube. It wasn't like it was. I had to go grab her link from the channel and then add it to my redirect. That I'd never had to do that before because I usually go and put Anna and then it just comes up right away. But her stream wasn't coming up at all. So they're shadow banning her. That's what that means. So, going up, give her a thumbs up. Say some stuff in the chat, Infinity Raid. You guys can be good. Thank you everybody for watching, and thank you Anna Kasparian for being part of the show. It was an amazing show. I really enjoyed it, and I hope she comes back. So we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.